Good morning. Welcome to Inner Balance Qigong. And we will begin as typical with a breath awareness exploration. This is awakening breath. And we begin with the arms down alongside the body, knees slightly bent, tailbone slightly tucked, shoulders starting to drop away from the ears. And we'll tune in to our default pattern of breathing just for a few cycles. Letting the belly soften as you inhale, gently tone the abdominal muscles with each exhalation. Sense the connection the body's making with the earth. How gravity is inviting you to descend toward the core of the earth. And at the same time, we want this sense of upliftment. So you can imagine a cord connected to the crown of your head being drawn skyward. With the next inhalation, arms will rise, palms down to shoulder height. Exhale, we'll flip the palms up and bend the elbows slightly. Inhale, arms will come all the way up. Exhale, press down in front of the body. And then we repeat. Inhale. You might bend your knees here with the exhalation. Inhale, gathering chi above the head. Exhale, guiding it down through the body, supporting every cell. So feel the chi that you're gathering, condensing above the head and direct it down, vitalizing every cell in the body. Sense your arms moving against some resistance, like they're moving through water, perhaps. And we'll explore one more. Directing the energy flow down. Pause here. Close the eyes. Bring your focus within. Now we're going to explore a body bounce, which will involve just rising, lowering with a bend in the knee. And with your fingers from your armpits down, sweep, like you're combing through the sides of the body. And you can get onto your back a little bit here. Come around the front. You can lift your heels and drop them if that feels good. Just find a rhythm that works for you. You can start to turn the body to the right. Coming back to center. Turning to the left. Back to center. And then slow the pulse down. Return to stillness gradually. Close the eyes, direct the focus within. Notice any sensation you may be detecting internally that feels different than what you were experiencing just moments before. You may notice something, you may not. That's all right. Through the practice, we're gradually cultivating our powers of discernment, powers of observation, and fine-tuning our awareness of the subtleties of the movement of the chi. Now we're going to explore some percussive movement where we'll be thumping the body. We're going to make an open fist. So you draw your fingers in toward the palms. Thumb comes to the outside of the first finger. And you can also do this just with an open palm if that's more comfortable for your hands. So with whichever position of the hands you choose, we're going to start by bringing the hands up to the chest. And we'll start in the center of the chest. You can make some sound here if you like. Maybe coming right up onto the collarbones. And then work your way out toward your armpits. Back into center. Work your way down right through the breast tissue. Out to the side ribs. Down underneath the bust line. Side ribs again. Maybe onto your back here. Bending forward as high up as you can go on your back. And then down into the kidney region. Around front. Down into the quad, where the body meets the leg, right at the inguinal fold, around to the buttocks, sacrum, around to the quad again, and then slow the pulse down, and pause, gradually open the fingers if you were making the open fist. Rest your hands. Tune in to the body. Becoming aware of the internal vibration. As you activate the chi flow by breaking up stagnancy of energy. Now we're going to explore some neck movement, and if you need to alter or adjust this in any way because of some condition that you're experiencing, please do so. And that goes for the entire practice. So we're going to place the hands at the kidney level. So really fairly high up on the back, if you can reach there. If you cannot comfortably, slide your hands to a level that does feel comfortable and just place your awareness at the kidney level. And we're going to draw the elbows together or toward one another, and the shoulder blades move toward one another. We'll inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, slowly sink your chin toward your chest until you meet resistance. With the inhale, we will revolve the chin toward the right shoulder, and lift the chin toward the ceiling, and then chin to shoulder and back down to center. Now we go to the left, lifting in profile, and we'll repeat. Using the breath to support the movement. Inhale with a lift. Exhale as the chin descends and comes back to center. One more each side. And chin will come down, back to center. And then inhale, chin rises to neutral. Exhale, slide your hands down off your buttocks and let them rest in front of your thighs again. So having the arms in that position, you might feel some release there now that we've let the arms go. Maybe it feels like the energy is flowing more freely, blood flowing more freely. And we'll place the hands again in that same position if it's comfortable. This time, we'll let the shoulders roll forward a little bit and inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, chin sinks down toward the chest. So the crown of your head is falling toward the wall in front of you. And with your next inhalation, turn your whole face toward the right wall, keeping the crown of the head directed toward the wall in front. With your exhalation, the nose directs toward the floor. Inhale, turn the whole face to the left wall. And we'll continue shifting from one side to the other with the breath. Complete one more full cycle. Then come back to center. Inhale, chin rises. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Tune in, notice sensation in the arms, the hands, in the region of the cervical spine at the neck level. Now we're going to keep the hands down alongside the body. This will be a side stretch of the neck. With the inhale, we'll lengthen through the crown. Exhale, the head tilts to the left and press your right fingertips toward the floor. So you feel maybe a deeper stretch down through the side of the neck and arm. Next inhalation, head rises. Exhale to the other side. Opposite fingers reach to the floor. And continue. Let's do one more side. And return back to center. Now we're going to explore some shoulder rotation, and we'll bring the fingertips up near the shoulder joint, and the elbows are going to start to revolve. So they'll go forward first, then up, out, and back, and find a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. Shoulders roll forward, up, and then back and down. Let's go one more revolution in this direction. And then the opposite way, back and up, forward and down. And pause, release, allow the hands to fall. Looks like maybe Martine is here, so I'm gonna let her into the room. Morning, Martine. All right, now we're going to explore a standing stretch. And this will involve side bending, a bit of a back bend first, side bending, and then a forward bend. So the intention is to get our hands to the floor. And our intention is also to keep the legs extended. So if you feel like you may not be able to get your hands all the way to the floor without bending your knees, you could put some blocks ahead of you or even a chair out in front of you and only bring your hands to the level of the seat of the chair or down to the blocks or to the floor. So we'll start in horse stance, and with your feet a little bit wider apart, it might be easier to hinge forward into the forward bend. So just bear that in mind. We're going to interlace the fingers, and we'll be lifting the heels as we stretch the arms above the head. So on the inhale, lift the heels, the hands rise up above the head. Might arch the back here a little bit. Exhale, release the hands down and let your heels sink. So we'll do that a couple more times here. We'll switch the cross of the arms, or the hands rather. Inhale, lift the heels, press up, arch the back, look up if you can, release the hands, exhale, reverse the cross. Inhale. Release the hands, exhale, heels drop. One more each side. Pause. Now we'll inhale or interlace the fingers again. With the inhalation, the arms rise up. Keep your heels down this time. And then with the exhale, we'll hinge to the left. As far as you can go comfortably. Push into the earth. Inhale, rise. Push up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, rise. Push up, release. Exhale, and allow the hands to fall down. Notice how the body feels. Now we'll interlace the fingers the opposite way, and we'll hinge first to the right. The exhalation. Push up as you inhale, exhale. Back, push up and release, exhale, energy flows down. Now we're going to hinge forward. We'll be interlacing the hands again. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands to the floor if you can get them. Now, so your hands could be on the block or on the chair. Your hands are on the block or the chair. You're just going to move your hands toward your right foot, turning your head in that direction as well. So you can walk your blocks over there or walk the hands to that side of the chair. So getting a bit of a spinal twist here, or well, a lateral movement of the spine, I should say. And then with the inhale, we'll come back to center. The next exhalation, go to the other side. Next inhalation, come back to center. Exhale, bend your knees, tuck your tailbone, chin to chest, slowly roll up on the next inhalation. So your head comes back to neutral. Feel it all lightheaded. Slowly sink your chin back down until you get your bearings. Now we'll interlace the fingers the opposite way. Same action. We'll just go to the other side first. Inhale. Exhale. Hinge forward from your hips. Hands to whatever level feels good for you. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Hands move to the left, and here, back, inhale to center, next exhalation to the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, slowly roll back up your spine. So we are awakening the spine, getting the chi and blood flowing through the body, breaking up stagnancies of energy just to kind of warm things up, loosen things up. Now we're going to move through some rotation in the hips. So we had some shoulder rotation, now some hip rotation. And if you want a chair nearby or be near a wall for some support, you can do that. Get that handy for yourself. We'll be moving the left leg first, so you might want your chair on the right side so it's out of the way of your leg. And you can bring your arms away from your body, which also serves to give you a greater sense of balance. If you think of a tightrope walker, oftentimes they have a bar, like a pole that they hold on to, keeping their arms away from the body. That helps as a bit of ballast. So move your arms away, sink the shoulders, and shift your weight to the right as you start to lift the left. Leg is bent, and then it comes out to the side, goes back behind, and comes through. I aimed for 5 rotations. So if you put your foot down at some point, that's fine. Or you need to pause and step out, step forward slightly because I'm close to the wall behind. Notice how this side of the body feels in relation to this side. Now we'll explore the same movement with rotation through the right leg. Inhaling, knee up first in front, out to the side, back, through. Gaze at the floor, something that's stable, rather than looking at me, for example, because I'm moving. And that could throw your balance off. One more cycle. And step out. Breathe evenly distributed. And then again, notice how the one side feels in relation to the other. Maybe there's a greater sense of harmony or balance. Symmetry between both sides in terms of sensation. All right, now we're going to move the knee back first, then out to the side and forward. Arms in the same position. Lift the heel and then send the foot back, out to the side and forward. Make sure the breath is supporting the movement. We always want it fluid. Holding the breath does not help. And we'll step out. And finally, shifting the weight to the left. Right heel lifts, foot goes back. Knee follows. Complete by stepping out, weight evenly distributed again. Now we're going to take a wider stance. Turn the feet out slightly. We're going to be exploring some pelvic circles here, and we want to imagine that there's a weight hanging off the tailbone. So the knees bend slightly and tailbone is tucked slightly, and just sense the body wanting to descend. And at the same time, we want that upliftment. You could think of the lift happening from the base of your ribs all the way up and out through the crown of the head. However, the shoulders don't want to go up there too. We want to keep them down. And we're going to imagine that we're drawing a circle on the floor with our tailbone. So we're going to start with a very small circumference and just pick a direction to go. It doesn't really matter. We're going to switch eventually. So it's just a very subtle action, drawing this tiny circle on the floor between your feet with your tailbone. And then start to widen the circumference. So you may notice the movement in the hip sockets becomes more pronounced. Might feel the tuck of the tailbone more obviously as it comes forward, and the lift of the tailbone more obviously as it goes back behind you. And then find the widest circumference. You might lean forward a bit. Snap, crackle, pop there. And come forward, pause, and then go in the opposite direction. So you have this wide circumference initially. And then gradually find a smaller spiral. Working your way back to this very subtle action. So at some point it's almost imperceptible. Very slow, conscious movement, supported by breath. And then come back to stillness. Turn your feet parallel. And into the breath. Consciously slow it down. All right, now we're going to bring the feet to what's called a stance. We're going to be stepping forward into a lunge, and the intention here is to stretch the calf of the leg the foot stays planted and it will be extended. So we're going to shift the weight to the right leg, and with that will be the inhalation. And then exhaling, we're going to lift the foot and slowly step forward and let the weight shift. And the arm that's where the leg is extended is out forward. The leg that's bent, the arm is bent, and the hand is right at about elbow level. So I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see what this looks like. We're not letting the weight shift forward. We want to keep the torso vertical. And from here, we're going to bend both knees, let the hands drop. Lift the ball of your front foot and then lift up with the foot, hands palms up, exhale, and press the hands down. So then we're going to shift the weight to the left leg, lift the hands, and we're going to step forward. So the arm that's forward is on the extended leg side. The arm that's bent is bent more, and the hand is near your elbow. So then with the exhalation, bend your knees, lift the front ball of the foot, let the hands drop. Weight shifts to the back foot, lift, and then step down. So this is slow. We want to take it as slowly as possible. If you have to put your foot down at some point, just find what works for you. Shifting the weight, inhale, left leg lifts. On the exhalation, step forward. And we want to feel a stretch in the calf in the back leg. So that leg is extended, the heel stays down. And you might feel it all the way up into your back on that side as well. And then with the exhale, bend the knees, drop the hands, shift the weight back, lift the front ball of the foot, lift the foot inhaling, exhale, and press down. Shift the weight, inhale, exhale, step forward, feel the stretch. Next exhalation, hands go down, inhale, exhale. Try that again, this side, inhale, exhale, inhale here, exhale, bend, drop the hands, inhale, exhale. So this time, we'll finish this cycle in the same Let's just stay here for a few cycles of breath. Get that stretch in. Shoulders down. Next exhalation, shift the weight back, drop the hands, lift the ball of the foot. Inhale, foot comes up and in. Exhale. Let's just do one more on this side. Next exhalation, bend, drop the hands. Weight shifts back, lift the foot, inhale, exhale, and release. Direct your focus within. Notice what you notice. Now, coming back to a stance. This is a balancing practice, a form, and it's called single leg stance. And we're going to be letting the right leg be the standing leg initially. Left leg is going to lift and bend. We're going to position the arms as well. So with the inhale, we'll shift the weight and lift the arm. We're going to make fist with both hands. And the bent leg hand is just to the inside of the knee. And you can place your inner foot against your leg if that gives you more stability. And then with your next exhalation, lower the arms and the legs and step up. So we'll do that on the other side. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale. And release. We'll try that again, the other side. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale. And you can keep the pose for as long as feels comfortable for you. Let's do a couple cycles of breath. Release on the exhale. Kind of like tree pose. And we'll finish on this side. Look at the floor, not at me. And release. Pausing here, tuning into the breath. Scan down the body, notice any areas where you feel like you're holding or gripping muscle. Allow the breath to flood into that region or those regions with the inhalation. And with the exhalation, visualize any tension, any resistance, softening, flowing down and out the body through the soles of your feet. All right. Now, this is called sitting stance, and it involves bending both knees. So you'll bend your knees to a degree that feels comfortable for you. And we're going to be shifting the weight, and I'll demonstrate first going forward, and then I'll go out to the side so you can see it from that angle. We're going to shift the weight to the left. Inhale, hands come up to about shoulder height. Squat down here in that bended leg and step forward, pushing and lift your back heel so your hands are straight forward, but you're squatting down. And then we're going to start to bring the hands back in. Inhale at the ball of the foot. Exhale and sink down. Weight shifts. Inhale. Squat. Step forward. Exhale, lift the back heel as you push your arms forward. Slight bend in the elbow. Weight shifts back. Inhale. Exhale. So I'm going to turn to the side. We'll shift the weight to the right, lifting the left. Exhale. Inhale, shift the weight back, lift. Exhale and step. So if you notice any twinging in your knees, any discomfort, don't bend the knees as much. Hands at shoulder height. Shift the weight. Inhale. Exhale. Moving as slowly as you can. Inhale, rise. Exhale, squat, step forward. Inhale, weight shifts back. Lift. Exhale and sink. One more full cycle. Last one this side. And settle. Tune into the breath. Receive a long, slow, deep inhalation. And when you're ready, complete exhalation. All right, coming back to a stance. Again, we're going to step forward and coming into a lunge. And the arms are just going to be in a different position here. This is called one mind, this form. And the weight will shift.
Katrina, I have one question, please.
Please, yes.
Yes, can you help me more with in terms of energy visualization? You know, you talk about it sometimes, but I don't know if, how can I get more into that part, I try to combine like ascending movement with energy going up, but I
Yes.
don't know exactly how to, I would say, visualize it. Is it like a sphere or is it something just moving through?
You could imagine if energy is rising, imagine that you're drawing it up from the earth. And you could imagine like water or a river of light coming up through the body, like through a fountain. You know, the fountain, the water is drawn up, and then energy is falling back down to the earth with the exhalation. Whether that's, just in the body, inhale, it rises, exhale, it sinks. So that you sense this flow. You could think of waves, even like wave rolling into shore and then receding back out into the ocean, rolling into shore, receding back out into the ocean. So it's what works best for you in terms of the visualization. And the thing about Qigong is, well, anything actually, but there's a saying, which you may have heard me repeat many times, where the mind goes, the energy flows. So even if, let's just say, for example, I'm shifting the weight to this is my right side, it's your right, my left, to the right leg. And I lift the left, inhaling, right? If I just bring my awareness to this foot and be present to it lifting, the energy is coming up.
Okay.
And I mean, the energy is intelligent. It has a wisdom all its own, far greater than anything that we possess. So when I shift the weight here, actually the energy is going down, right? Because all my weight is there. So the weight is going down. I lift this leg and the hands, the energy is rising. Okay. And then if I press forward, I'm expanding the energy out just by virtue of what's happening with my hands, particularly if I bring my awareness into my hands. And then I shift the weight back, energy comes back in, it rises because I'm lifting this leg, it's going down in that one, and then now it sinks fully. Is that helpful?
Yeah,
Martina?
it is. It is. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, sure. Anytime you have a question, please. I mean, I'm here for you. So if I'm exploring some movement and you're like, what's she talking about? Or I don't understand, or, I want greater clarity, then please ask, because it only helps, well, certainly helps you. Everybody else can benefit. And it also helps me as an instructor to know where the gaps are and where I need to kind of fill in for people in terms of their understanding. So I really appreciate any questions.
Thank you.
Okay, so, all right, so this, again, we're going to be going into a lunge, and the arms are just in a bit of a different orientation here. So we're going to shift the weight again to the right, and we're going to lift the leg, and then we're going to step forward, and the arm comes out. So the bent leg, arm is straight out to the side. The other arm is above the head, palm up, and we're looking at the extended hand. You want a slight bend in this elbow. You never want to lock a joint. Always want a slight bend there. Energy can flow more freely through a joint that's slightly bent. So now, with the exhalation, we're going to drop the hands, lift the ball of the foot so the weight can shift to your back leg. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, and press down. This is all sort of variation on the theme that we've been exploring here for the last several forms. And we're going to inhale, shift the weight to the left. Exhale, and look out over the other hand, palm up above your head. Start to drop with the exhalation, shift the weight back, lift the ball of the foot. That gives you can put more weight on that back leg and then push into the earth through that leg, and that will help you to rise up and then sink down. So now we're rebounding away from the earth, stepping forward and looking. With the exhale, hands drop, ball of the foot lifts, inhale, step up, exhale. Inhale, lift, energy rises. Exhale, expand it out. Bringing it back in toward the core of the body, and then grounding it. Let's try one more cycle. And the more slowly we can move through the forms, the more we benefit from the experience. Ooh. Start to lose my balance there. And release. Come with your full awareness into the body. Notice sensation in the lower body, in your feet, your ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips, buttocks, fingertips, palms, the wrists, the forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, neck. Now take the body in as a whole, a holistic system. Noticing how all of the parts, though they may feel even or appear to be separate, are comprising this holistic system. All right. Now, returning to horse stance, we're going to bring the palms of the hands together, gazing at the hands, rubbing them. Keeping the elbows in near the body, shoulder blades sinking down the back. As we gaze at the hands, where the mind goes, the energy flows. So we're bringing our awareness to the hands, cultivating, activating the chi there, and amplifying it. We'll pause the hands. Now we'll bring the left hand on the bottom, right hand on the bottom, left hand on the top, and we're going to offset the hands slightly. So right now they're one right on top of the other. Just bring your upper hand slightly forward. That gives some room for the lower hand to rise. So this is heaven and earth combined. And we're going to inhale, extend the legs slightly, lengthening up. Exhale, squat down a little bit. Inhale, the bottom hand starts to rise, comes all the way above the head. Exhale, push your hands apart, palm down, palm up above your head. We'll inhale here. Exhale, turn the palms to face each other and condense the ball of energy. Squatting down. Inhale, lower hand rises. Put the palm, exhale, and push. Feel the stretch through the side body. Inhale here. Exhale, flip your palms to face each other and condense the ball of energy. Here we're stretching the ball, expanding it, inhaling. Exhale even more. Inhale deeply. Exhale and condense. I'll finish this cycle. And pause. Inhale, expand the arms out. Embrace this big ball of chi. And with the exhalation, condense it and bring it into the lower dantian. Release the hands. Now we'll hold the ball again with the right hand on the bottom. This time on the inhale, the hand will come all the way up. And we're going to start to turn and look behind us as the hand sweeps down the wall behind. Bend your legs as the hand comes past your thighs. And then that hand comes on top of the ball. Inhale. Lower arm rises. Flip your palm, fingertips trace down the wall behind. This hand passes and comes to the top of the ball. Lower arm rises. Inhale. Exhale, sweep. Coming all the way to the top of the ball. We'll pause here. Inhale, expand, gather the big ball, condense it, harnessing it into the lower dantian. Release the hands. Now we're going to explore similar action, only we're going to take a bit of a wider stance here, and we'll be pivoting on the heel, coming into a lunge, pivoting and eventually going to the other side. So we'll hold the ball again, and on the inhale, right arm rises. We're going to turn, push the palms away from each other. Exhale, your left hand is down right in front of the quad, right where your body meets your leg. Pushing the hands away from each other. Inhale, lift the ball of the front foot, pivot, feet parallel. Exhale, condense the ball. Inhale, lower hand rises, lift the ball of the foot, pivot. Exhale, place the ball of your foot and lunge. Inhale, lift the ball of the foot, pivot. Exhale, condense the ball. We'll repeat going to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, lunge. Inhale. Exhale, condense. Palms face away from each other. Let's do one more each side. Expanding the ball of energy. Down, condensing it again, and we'll harness it, we'll expand it one more time, gather it, and condense it, coalesce it in the lower dantian. Let's come back to horse stance. This next movement is, or form, movements, forms, poses, they're all sort of interchangeable. This is called serving the teacups. And this is going to involve some wrist action. So you want to get this kind of lateral action of your wrist. And the elbow needs to be bent here as well, and some rotation in the shoulder will occur as well. We will, on the inhale, bring the hands up in front. So your right hand is on the bottom of the left, crossed at the wrists. As you begin your exhalation, extend the upper hand forward, so the left hand goes forward. And then start to turn your fingertips toward the center line of the body, and then come past your waist. Extend your arm behind you with your palm up, looking at that hand. Bending the elbow, bring it out to the left. Above your head, to the right. Back behind you, around again to the left, and bring it underneath the other arm. And then we're going to extend forward and bring the hand behind, around, and under. Forward. And turn a little bit here, and now trace the fingers along your waist and extend the arm behind. Arm comes out, around, back, and underneath the other hand. So we're going to turn. Fingertips will face the body. Extend the arm. Bending the elbow. Keep the palm facing the ceiling. And the hand comes underneath. Turn. So finishing on this side. Pause. And then expand, gather, and coalesce. And we'll finish with just a little shi-shi-hu. So remember, we have 2 inhalations through the nose, long exhalation through the mouth. You can choose to do the hand-arm movements if you like, or just explore the breathing, or you could just go back to a natural rhythm that feels more comfortable. So we'll start on the inhale, hands up to the left. And start to turn in a circle if you like. Walking around the room. Sweeping out any stagnancy that still might remain. Any areas of resistance, tension. Any emotions or thoughts you might be hanging on to. One more full cycle. Now let your arms come back to stillness by themselves. Let them swing heavily. You can bend your knees, let your head move. Eventually, the arms will come closer to the body, but you let the body continue to move. You might notice that the action starts to move down into your torso, pelvis. So there's a turning spine now. Maybe, maybe not. The more you relax, the more you release, the more you allow the chi to move the body rather than your mind. So we'll finish here with our bow. Inhaling